Understanding junk fees in mortgages. When navigating the complex world of home buying, prospective homeowners often encounter a variety of fees and costs associated with securing a mortgage. One aspect that can lead to confusion and financial strain is the presence of junk fees. These charges can significantly impact the final costs of obtaining a mortgage, often without the borrower's full understanding or consent. In this article, we will delve deeper into what junk fees are, how they affect borrowers, and what regulations are in place to protect consumers. What are junk fees? Junk fees are unexpected charges imposed by lenders at the closing stage of a mortgage. These fees can appear on the final HUD-1 settlement statement or the later, consolidated closing disclosure. They are often viewed as excessive, arbitrary, and not clearly explained by the lender. Typically, junk fees are not part of the initial loan estimate, previously conveyed through a good faith estimate or GFE, and may only surface at the closing stage, leading to confusion and frustration for the borrower. Types of junk fees. Although junk fees may vary from lender to lender, some commonly identified examples include document preparation fees, charges for creating the legal documents needed for the mortgage, which can often be viewed as unnecessary since similar documents might already exist. Application fees, costs associated with processing the initial mortgage application, which can feel redundant if not clearly outlined at the beginning. Funding fees, charges for disbursing the mortgage, sometimes inexplicably high. Verification of employment fees, costs incurred from confirming your employment status, which some argue should fall under standard operating procedures. Sign-up fees, additional costs for initiating service, often seen as an unnecessary extra. Translation fees, charges for translating documents, which, while useful, can be considered unjustly added. Automated underwriting fees, costs related to using automated systems for evaluating loan applications, which many believe should be included in the standard processing fees. These fees can lead to an inflated final price for the borrower, creating stress and potentially leading them to exceed their budget at the most critical time of the home buying process. The role of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, was established to educate and protect consumers in the financial market, particularly in the mortgage industry. Major reforms instituted by the CFPB in 2015 aimed to clarify the mortgage closing process and limit the ability of lenders to impose additional fees after providing the initial loan estimate. Key reforms. 1. Closing disclosure. The CFPB consolidated the HUD-1 settlement statement and the GFE into a single closing disclosure form. This change aimed to provide borrowers with clearer, easier-to-understand information about their mortgage costs. 2. Fee increase limits. Lenders are restricted from inflating charges more than 10% from the original estimate provided at the beginning of the process. This rule ensures no last-minute surcharges can drastically change the financial obligations of the borrower. 3. Transparency in costs. Lenders are now required to give clearer itemizations of all fees and charges involved in the mortgage process, empowering borrowers with the information they need to question and negotiate unwanted fees. The borrower's rights. While the CFPB has made significant strides in reducing unfair charges, borrowers still bear the responsibility for meticulously reviewing all fees and challenging those that appear unnecessary. Consumers have the right to negotiate with lenders to remove or adjust these fees during the closing process. Steps to take. 1. Examine the closing disclosure, review all fees listed on the document carefully, and compare them to your initial loan estimate to identify discrepancies. 2. Ask questions. Don't hesitate to inquire about fees that you don't understand or believe to be unjustified. Clear communication with your lender is critical. 3. Negotiate. Approach your lender with any concerns regarding certain fees. Often, lenders might be amenable to modifying or waiving fees in order to finalize the mortgage agreement. Conclusion. Junk fees can complicate the home buying experience, adding unexpected financial burdens to an already stressful process. By being informed about what constitutes junk fees, understanding the protections in place through regulations from the CFPB, and knowing your rights as a borrower, you can navigate the mortgage process more effectively. Always approach lenders with questions, advocate for transparent pricing, and ensure that your financial commitments align with your budget to make the home buying journey both successful and enjoyable.